Welcome back, students. So we were discussing about this binary search algorithm. So I'm explaining the concept of binary search. So we said we're going to take first and last two different variables, and based on this first and last values we are calculating mid, and immediately after finding the mid we are comparing the list of mid element with the given target. So we said our target will be 34. Okay, so here we are comparing our target with the list of mid, and we found that the target is not equal to the list of mid. So we said saying not equal is not sufficient. We need to look for whether the target is lesser than the list of mid or the target is greater than the list of mid. Two different conditions. So if the target is greater than, the first case I'm writing over here, if the target is greater than list of mid, then we need to change uh, if the target is greater, we are saying greater than the list of mid, then we need to change the first value. Change first in such a way that first equals to first plus, sorry, mid plus 1. First equals to mid plus 1. Mid plus 1. In this way we need to change the first value. So the second case is if the target is lesser than the uh, list of mid value. If target is lesser than the list of mid value, then what we have to do, then change last as last equals to mid minus 1. Mid minus 1. So these type of operations we need to perform. I mean, we have to perform, keep on we need to perform. Okay, so till what extent we have to perform this type of operation means always the first should be less than or equals to the last. So this condition we need to check always the first needs to be lesser than the what we call last. Okay, first needs to be lesser than the last. So these notes I will put over here so that you will understand in a proper way. This I need to delete. Okay, here it is coming. So I will write those cases over here. If target is greater than a list of mid, then what we have to do, then uh, change first equals to mid plus 1. In this way we need to change the first value if the target is greater than the list of mid. Okay, the second condition, sorry, it is giving me issues actually. Okay, it is deleted. So we will enter simply because this editing text is very easy over here, so we can. If target is greater than list of mid, okay, then change first equals to mid plus 1. Okay, This is what we are doing. If the target is uh, if the target is greater than the list of mid, simply we are changing the first value as mid plus 1. Take another one. So what happens if the target is lesser than the list of mid? That thing, if target is lesser than list of mid, then what we are doing? Then change what is that? Last. Change last equals to mid minus 1. Okay, these are the two conditions what we discussed. So when the target value, if the target is not equals to the list of mid, and if the target is greater than the list of mid, we need to change the first value, and if the target is lesser than the list of mid, we need to change the last value. Okay, so how we need to change the first value and how we need to change the last value, that I have written over here. So the next thing, there is one more point that we need to discuss. So that is, always the first should be lesser than or equal to last. Always the first should be lesser than or equals to last. Okay, that is first must be lesser than or equals to last. Okay, failing which conclude the element is not there in the list. So if this condition, if this particular condition is not satisfying or not meeting, then what we have to conclude, we need to conclude that the element is not there in the list. Okay, the element which the target which we are looking for is not there in the list. We need to conclude in that way. Okay, if this condition fails, whatever condition I have written over here, if this condition fails, we need to conclude in that way. Okay, so these things we need to remember when we are actually doing the what we call the process. Okay, when we are doing the process, we need to remember these things. So that's why I mentioned them over here. Instead of writing with hand, I clearly typed those things on the board so that you can see them and so that you can remember them, okay, with more clarity. Hopefully you understood. So just keep these things in your mind. Okay, what is first value, what is last value, and how the stuff is changing for us. So in this particular case, when I checked the list of mid value with target, I found that 17 is lesser than 17 is what? 17 is lesser than 34, isn't it? 17 is lesser than 34. So what should I do when the target is 17 is lesser than 34, or we can say the target is greater than the list of mid, isn't it? Target is greater than the list of mid. This is my target and this is my list of mid. So target is greater than the list of mid. So what should I do? I need to change the first. Okay, I need to change the first, so that first should become mid plus 1. So what is mid value? Mid value is 2. We already know mid is 2. So first equals to mid plus 1. First equals to mid plus 1. So what is mid? Mid is 2 plus 1. So the new first will become 3. Previously it was 0, as you can see over here. The new first will become 3 and last will remain same as it is. Last is 5 only. Okay, last is 5 only, but new first will come over here at this point. Okay, new first, sorry, not last, new first will come at this point. So this is my first now, pointing over here. So next thing, uh, once again, after having the new first and the last, just calculate the mid. So mid equals to, once again, same thing, first plus last divided by 2. First plus last divided by 2. So what is that? What is first? First is 3 plus last is 5 divided with 2, that will become 4. So now my new mid I got. After new first, I got new mid. That is mid is 4 now. So once again, do this same operation. Compare the list of mid with what we call target. Compare the list of mid with target. So what is list of mid now? So list of mid, we are doing the comparison with target. List of mid, we are doing the comparison with target. So what is list of mid? List of mid is nothing but list of 4. List of 4. And the target value is 34. We wrote over here clearly on the top. You can see. Okay, list of 4 comparing with 34. What is list of 4? What is list of 4? List of 4. You just go to the list and check. This is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. List of 4 is 34. So 34 is equals to the 34. So just we found the perfect match. So this index value. So we can conclude this operation, the binary search operation, in this way. So target 34 is found at index value 4. Isn't it? At index value 4, we found the target. So target 34 is found at index value 4. So in this way, we can conclude. See, if we go according to the linear search, how many comparisons we have to do according to the linear search? First, we need to compare our target 34 with this one. Isn't it? With 4. No match found. So go to the next element. Increment the index value and go to the next element. That is 9. Again, no match found. Second comparison, no match found. Third comparison, no match found. Fourth comparison, no match found. In fifth comparison, we are finding the target. So how many comparison operations we have to perform before finding the target? Around 5 comparisons we are performing. But according to the binary search, how many comparisons we performed? This is first comparison and this is second comparison. In second comparison only, we got the element. We found the element. So it is an efficient technique. Finding the element in binary search technique, it is an efficient technique. Okay, this technique must be followed when the list size is too huge or more than 50 elements, we said yesterday only. I mean, in my previous video, I mean, this is part 2 actually. So in my part 1 video only, I have explained how I mean, when we have to go for binary search and when we have to go for linear search. If the list is sorted order and if the list size is more than 50 elements, then we have to go for binary search. And if you have your list not in sorted order, then we have to go for linear search. So this is the target found case. Whatever we have written over here, this is the target found case. So we will do another one. So where the target will not be in the list. So how we conclude? If the target is not in the list, so how we conclude the operation, that we need to know. So quickly, this is target found case. So I will do another one, that is a target not found case. Okay. So just focus with me. So step by step we will do, not in single shot, rather we'll do step by step. Okay, so just take this one. Yeah, these statements, if possible, you note it down, because they are not going to change. They are going to remain same throughout our processing, throughout our binary search processing. So next thing I'm saying, I need to take a list. Once again, I'm taking a list. So with some 5 elements, 5 or 6 elements, take the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. As we are going for binary search, the list must be in sorted order. All the elements must be in sorted order. So 4, 7, 13, 27, 44, 96. Like this I have the elements. So let us say I'm looking for an element like my target now is my target. I want to look for 108 in the list. By seeing only we can say it is not there in the list. So this is my target not found case. Target not found. So in case of target not found, how we conclude? I mean, based on what we conclude the binary search. Okay. So what condition we look for so that we will conclude that the target is not there in the list. Okay. So over here, the index values you put, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Like 5 elements of, sorry, 6 elements. Index is 0 to 5. So this is, let us take, this is list. Okay. List. Now, initially what we have to do, take first over here and the last over here. We'll go according to the procedure only, last over here. So what is first? First is 0. Index value we are talking about. First is 0. And what is last? Last is 5. Isn't it? Last is 5. So what will be the mid? Mid equals to first plus last divided by 2. Always this formula only we use for calculating the mid value. Sorry. First plus last. First plus last divided by 2. What is first? First is 0. And what is last? Last is 5 divided by 2. So what you will get? As mid is an integer value, you will get 2. Okay? You will get 2. So now what we have to do, after getting the mid value, compare the list. Whenever you are getting the mid value, the immediate step is compare the list of mid with target. Okay? So over here, we are doing the comparison between list of mid and target. List of mid and target. Okay? Target. So what is list of mid? List of mid is nothing but list of mid value 2. List of 2. And what is my target? That is 108. Okay? So list of mid is, that is list of 2 is 13. Okay? We are doing the comparison of 13 with 108. And what you found? This is your target and this is your list of mid. So target is greater than list of mid. Target is greater than list of mid. So if target is greater than list of mid, then change first. Okay? Change the first. Here what we are doing? We are changing the first. First equals to mid plus 1. So what is mid? Mid is 2. So 2 plus 1. So this is 3 now. Your first is 3 now and last will remain same because we are not changing anything with last. So last is 5. Then calculate the new mid. Mid equals to first plus last divided by 2. Isn't it? First plus last divided by 2. So what is first? First is 3. And what is last? Last is 5. Divide by 2. You will get 4. Because 5 plus 3 it is 8. And divide by 2 you will get 4. Okay? You will get 4. So now we got the new mid value. So what we have to do? Our immediate step should be compare the list of mid with target. So what is my list of mid? List of mid with target we are comparing. Target. So what is list of mid? Always whenever you are going for a case or whenever you are going for a step, check whether first value is lesser than or equals to mid last value or not. Here as you can see, first value is 3 and last value is 5. So first value is less than or less than last value. So we can go for the next step. So we are going for the next step and we are calculating the mid value, new mid value, and new mid value is 4. So now list of 4. List of 4. List of 4. What is target? Target is 108. So what is list of 4? 44 as you can see. 44 we are doing comparison with 108 and we found that again here also the target is greater than the list of mid. So what we have to do, if target is greater than list of mid, then change first value as mid plus 1. So change first value as mid plus 1. So first equals to, here the mid value, the recent mid value we have to consider. The recent mid value is 4. So 4 plus 1. Okay. So your first will become what? 5. and your last will become, we are not changing last, it is also 5. As you can see, if first value is less than or equals to, we are saying, so here first value is equals to last, so we can go for the next step, isn't it? We can go for the next step. So mid equals to, what is first? First is 5, and what is last? Last is also 5 divided with 2, and you will get 5 only. Okay, so the next thing, we can go for the next step. So here list of mid, once again list of mid, and we need to do the comparison with target. Okay, we need to do the comparison with target. So what is list of mid? List of 5. And what is target? My target is 108. We are looking for 108. Okay, so list of 5 is 96. As you can see, list of 5 is 96. So 96, we are doing comparison with 108. Over here again, 96 is lesser than target. List of mid is lesser than target. So what we have to do? Change first value. Change first value and make first value mid plus 1. So what is mid? The recent mid, 5. 5 plus 1, which is 6. Okay, so now first is 6 and your last is equals to 5. So it is violating our third rule, isn't it? It is violating our third rule. What is third rule? Always the first should be lesser than or equals to last. Lesser than or equals to last. That is, first must be lesser than or equals to last. This particular condition is failing. So failing which? Conclude the element is, conclude that, here it should be that. Conclude that element is not there in the list. So how we can conclude? Target not found. We can conclude in this way. Target not found, because the first value is going beyond the last value. Target not found case. So in this way, hopefully you understood. By seeing only we can say, but the computer will do all these things before it is concluding that the target is not found. It will do all these things. So this is the binary search procedure, or the binary search concept, how it will work before finding the target in your concept, or finding the target in your system, or concluding that the target is not present in the system. Hopefully you understood. So the next concept, next thing, we need to go for the slide and we need to check what we have over there. So target found case, here you can see we are taking first at the first position. Let me just take the marker. The same, whatever I explained in over there, here also we are doing the same. So first we took the first at a of 0, that is 0th index, and last at the last index, that is 11th index. Then we are calculating mid. How we are calculating mid? First plus last, that is 0 plus 11 divided by 2. You will get 5.5, but mid is an integer, so you will get only 5 over here. So mid is 5. So this is my first mid. Then what we are doing? We are comparing list of mid, that is list of 5, 21 with target. So we found that target is greater. Okay, we found that target is greater than list of mid value. So what we have done? We changed the first value. We changed the first value. So first it is coming from 0th position to 6th position, and we are not changing last. Once again, keeping in mind the new first and new last values, we are calculating the new mid. So once again, after calculating mid, we are doing the comparison. Likewise, we do until and unless we found the target in the list. So we found the target at a of 6, 6th index value. So once the target is found, the function terminates. Okay, so if the target is not found, then what will happen? Unsuccessful search. If the target is not found, there the first value, as you can see over here, the first value is going beyond the last value. So last value is 3, but first value is becoming 4. So we are terminating the function and we are concluding that unsuccessful binary search, or target not found case in binary search. Hopefully you understood. Okay, so this is the algorithm, this is the flow chart for binary search. So initially we need to take first as 0, last as end, and always we need to check for first must be lesser than or equals to last. This condition we need to check in each iteration. Before continuing with the next step, we have to confirm this step, confirm this condition. Once this condition is true, you can proceed for the next step. So next step what we are doing, if this condition is true, we are calculating the mid, and based on that mid we are comparing the target value with list of mid. Okay, and if the target value, if it is lesser than, we are going for the, if this target is found, then directly we are returning the index value by concluding that the target is found. If this target is not found, then we are checking whether the target is lesser than or greater than the list of mid. Here we are doing that one. Okay, if the target is greater, then we are changing the first value, and if the target is lesser, we are changing the last value. Likewise, the same algorithm what we do, we implement in programming example. Okay, in programming example we will implement this algorithm. Just go and see what just go to your uh, dev cpp, and here take one simple source file, and we start implementing this program. The program implementation, it is very easy. Okay, of course you have more number of lines over here and many different concepts involved in here, but once you are good in basics, it is very easy for you to understand. Okay, we are taking our stdio.h, then take the function binary search of int list, because we're going to pass list, target, size. Three things we pass to, same like your linear search. Here also we are passing three things. Okay, then int main of void, come down, and here you take int I comma index comma size comma target comma list, okay, with some 20 elements. So depending upon our requirement, we can take any number of elements into our list. So that thing I will read from the keyboard. So how many elements you need inside your list, that thing we read from the keyboard. That is, enter the size of the list. So this is nothing but how many, the number of elements which you need inside the um, list. So scanf, read that number into your size variable, and percent size. Okay, so once the size is with you, read the elements into the list. Okay, I must be less than size and I plus plus. So if you say 5 elements, it will read 5 elements. If you say 10 elements, it will read 10 elements likewise. So scanf, simply put, because we are reading the value percentile d comma and percent list of I, like this. At the end put the semicolon. So reading is over now. So after reading, what we have to do, read the target I mean what target you are looking inside that list that you read. Okay, printf percentile d, sorry, enter the target value, enter the target value. Okay, at the end you put the semicolon and read the target into target variable. Scanf percentile d comma ampersand target. Okay, at the end you put semicolon and come down. So immediate thing is we need to call the binary search function. Binary search function you call and pass the list value and pass the target value and pass the size value. Three things we are passing. So this function, after performing the searching operation, will return the index value, isn't it? So initialize this function call with index variable. Okay, now based on that index variable value, if index is equals to -1, how we conclude that the target is not found in the list, isn't it? So printf, how we conclude, percentile d is not found in the list. So in this way we conclude. So what is percentile d over here? Percentile d is nothing but your target. Okay, so else, in the else case what we do, yes, when you are coming to the else case, that means the target is found, isn't it? So simply print that one. So if your program is executing the else part, that means percentile d is found at percentile d location in the list. So what is first percentile d? First percentile d is target and second percentile d is index. So like this. So at so and so index, your target is found. That's it. So now what is missing in this program? The binary search definition is missing. So that definition you write: binary search of receive the list as it is, then receive the target, then receive the size, int size. So inside it, what we have to do, take your first comma, take your mid comma, take your last, three variables. Okay, initialize first to where, first to 0, always first to 0, then last must be equals to index value, last index value. How you will get the last index value? Size minus 1, total size minus 1, total number of elements minus 1, you will get the size value. So here we need to take the while loop, because in each iteration we need to check for some condition, that is first value must be always lesser than or equals to the last value. This condition we need to check in every iteration. Okay, so we are doing it. So if this condition is true, then immediately what we have to do, calculate the mid value. Mid equals to first plus last, isn't it? First plus last, and divide this thing, this whole thing with 0. So first plus last divided by 0, 2, sorry, divided by 2. So we got the mid value. So if our target, if our target is equals to list of mid, not mid, list of mid, list of mid, then what we have to do, immediately return the mid value, return the mid value. So at mid value we found the target. Else if the target, let us assume if it is greater than list of mid, okay, greater than list of mid, then what we are doing, if it is greater than list of mid, what we have to do, return sorry, if it is greater than list of mid, change first value as mid plus 1, isn't it? Else what we do, else we need to change the last value as mid minus 1, last equals to mid minus 1. That's it. Very simple algorithm to understand. So if none of this, after performing all these things also, if you're not finding the target value into the list, means we need to return minus 1 to indicate the false case, to indicate the failure search operation. Okay, save this program. Okay, with the binary search in C dot C, binary search in C dot C. Hopefully we won't get any mistakes. Yeah, it is saying, yeah, here we need to close this parenthesis properly. It's a minor mistake actually. So now you compile. As you can see, compilation is successful. So run the program. So what it is asking me, it is asking me to enter the size of the list. So I'm saying 5 elements I want into the list. So what it is doing, next thing, once it is reading the size, it has to give the message that enter 5 elements. That it is not doing means we have not kept that one. So before this for loop, we need to put that message, printf enter percentile d, any percentile d elements, but as you are applying the binary search operation, the elements should be in sorted order. Give this rule over here, sorted order. Okay, now you save it. Okay, comma, how many elements we need to, percentile d means it is nothing but the elements equal to the size. Okay, save it. Now compile it, compilation. Yes, here we forgot the semicolon at the end, so put the semicolon, save it, compile it. So compilation successful, as you can see. Now you run it. So it is asking me to enter the size of the list. That is nothing but how many elements I need inside my list when I'm performing the binary search algorithm. So I need 5 elements. Hit enter. Now as you can see, enter any 5 elements, but those elements must be in sorted order, because when we can apply the binary search algorithm means only when the list is in sorted order. Okay, failing which, I mean that if the list is not in sorted order, our only option is the linear search operation. We can't go for binary search. Okay, so give the elements, that is 4, 8, 12, 32, 65. Yes, 5 elements are over. Hit the enter key, enter the target value. So if I am looking for 12 inside the list, so as you can see 12 is found at two location. Okay, two location are two index value in the list. So two index value in the sense this is 0th index value, this is first index value, and this is 2 index value. So it is giving the correct message. 12 is found at location 2 in the list. So take one more example. I mean, execute the program one more time and give something, the target not found case. Give some value which is outside the list or which is not there in the list. Okay, enter the size of the list. So how we are doing size of the list in the sense I'm giving some 6 elements now. So 3, 4, 3, 7, 13, 22, two more elements we need, 29 or 28, and last element 74. Okay, hit the enter key, it will ask you to enter the target. So I will give the target somewhere, okay, 4 I am giving. 4, as you can see, by seeing only you can say that 4 is not existing in the list. So hit the enter key, 4 is not found in the list, or it is, we can say this example, I mean finding 4 in the list is nothing but, using binary search is nothing but the target not found case. Okay, everything in detail with clarity we discussed, that is how we apply the linear search algorithm both when the target is there in the list and when the target is not there in the list. So we said linear search, it is an inefficient technique to apply when the list size is huge, and if your target is not there in the list, we need to perform huge number of comparisons before concluding that the target is not found. Simply we can say we need to compare with we need to compare our target with almost all the elements present in the list. Then only we can come to the conclusion that the target is not found. But whereas in binary search, that thing we are avoiding. So almost in after each iteration, almost our list size is becoming half, isn't it? Almost our list size is becoming half, so as the reduced number of comparisons we are getting. Okay, so in the when I started the searching concept, I told you that the comparison operation is the costlier operation in terms of computer terminology. So we need to avoid as much as possible the comparison operations. Okay, so the binary searching technique, it is an efficient technique because it requires less number of comparisons when compared to the linear search algorithm or sequential search algorithm, but with an added cost. What is that added cost? The list must be in sorted order. In order to apply the binary search algorithm, the list must be in sorted order. And if the list is not in sorted order, the only available option is the linear search option. And if you want to sort the list, that sorting how we do, we will discuss in our next class concept, and that is nothing but the sorting. Our next class concept is nothing but the sorting algorithms. We have two sorting algorithms that we need to discuss. Actually, in computer science, we have many sorting algorithms, but for our discussion in your OU syllabus, we have only two to be discussed. The first one is the selection sort algorithm and the bubble sort algorithms. Okay, we will discuss both the concept, the algorithm, the flowchart, the program example. Everything we discuss with respect to the sorting algorithms as well. We will see in our next class, hopefully. Thank you very much, students.